Good morning, all of you. In today's session, we are going to start with the 10th standard chemistry and physics. Unit number 10, electromagnetism, series 1 is going to be discussed. In the earlier session, we completed detailed explanation about unit number 1 to 9, including both chemistry and physics. And we entered into electromagnetism. There is a combination of electrical effect and magnetic effect, and what are the consequent applications in our daily life. These are the topics we are going to introduce here. Let us enter into our today's session, series 1 of unit 10. Now we are going to recollect the previous concepts, whatever we learned in the earlier classes. In the previous chapters, electricity, you have learned about the heating effect of the electrical current. While traveling the current, what happens? Some extent of heat will be liberated. So along with the electrical power, light generated, electricity is also used to originate heat effect also. So here heating effect of the electrical current is also most common thing. We use many electrical appliances in our daily life, such as electrical motor, electrical generator, electrical calling bells, and also cranes. All these are the devices which are operating based on the electrical current. So here, heat effect is also present. Because of this heat effect, heating is possible, and electrical iron, and this is the device called electrical kettle, and this is called hair dryer. All these are working based on the heat effect only. In addition to all these, and electrical motor, calling bell, and what we can say, electrical generator and the crane, all these are operated based on the electricity passage only. All these are the daily life applications of electrical power. How do they work? So how this effect is possible and how they are working here. Let us see the working principle of this electrical effect in our daily life. Whenever electrical current gets passed through the conductor, it produces heat because hindrance caused due to the conductor, the current flowing. When free flowing of electrons are possible, there is no hindrance and the current is conveniently moving towards any other end. But if you are making any obstacle, if you are breaking the path of that one, otherwise if you are making any disturbance in its path, what happens? Some extent of work done by that conducting material, that work done by the material can be discharged in the form of heat. The total work done for the overcome of hindrance to the electrical current produces the heat in the conductor. So whatever the obstacle present, in order to overcome that, some extent of energy spent towards that. So the energy spent, the work done towards, in order to overcome that obstacle is produced in the form of heat. This is refers to as the heating effect of the current. Heat further used in the multitudinal applications. Now this heat can be applied in so many ways, like electrical, what we can say, this is called electrical iron, and the kettle will be there, and hair dryer will be there. All these are working based on this heat effect only. So how this heat effect is originated? Because current is conveniently flowing from one into another end through the conducting material. That is because of conducting material having more prone to pass current from one region to another. But if we are creating any obstacle, any disturbance in its path, what happens? That used to overcome that kind of disturbance created by expensing some extent of energy in the form of work. So whatever energy spent for working that is converted into a heat. That is referred as a heating effect, and heating effect have a multitudinal applications in our daily life. Now, how do electromagnets will work? This is a kind of system where battery is connected with the nail through this conducting material, where north and south poles are assigned for this nail, being it is made up of iron, right? Electromagnets creates the magnetic field through the application of electricity. Electromagnets are the devices. By applying the electrical current, magnetism will be originated, right? So north pole and south pole, some extent of magnetic field is originated around that one. Magnetic, those hypothetical lines are created around that one. So that kind of electromagnets are the devices which generates the magnetic field at the expense of electrical current. When you introduce this current either from the battery or from the other source of electricity, it flows through the wire. So when a battery was taken, it is a source of power, and through which current is able to pass through the conducting material. and reaches this nail made up of iron, for example, this creates a magnetic field around this coil, whatever we are taking, whether it may be simple nail or the largest rod, iron rod, whatever it may be. And it used to originate the magnetic field around this metallic instrument, so that this nail will become permanent magnet now. Why? Because the magnetic field induced and the north pole, south pole is also originated, and that used to create the magnetic field around this one. In this manner, electromagnets are used to work, and these in turn can be applied in daily life applications. So many applications will be there for these electromagnets which generated. Now, is there any relation between the electricity and magnetism? Electricity is generated by taking positive and negative terminals, and always current having tendency to move from high potential to low potential, so that movement is possible, and the passage of electricity is also possible. Electricity is nothing but flow of electrons. Then what is meant by magnetism? So there is a system with the north and the south pole which used to originate the field around that one because of the hypothetical lines generated, hypothetical field originated around this magnet. Electricity and magnetism are closely interrelated. Power lines generated in the magnetic field and the rotating magnet in generator produce the electricity. Vice versa is possible. Electricity is used to induce the magnetic field, and the magnetic field in turn generates the electricity. Vice versa conditions are possible. One can originate in either one as well. But the phenomenon is actually more complicated, because electrical and magnetic properties of certain materials also are interrelated with each other. The strength of magnetic field will influence the electrical effect, and electricity strength will show the impact on the magnetic strength. So in this manner, there is a direct relation between the electricity and magnetism. One can be originated at the expense of any other. So vice versa conditions are also possible. And here the strength of electric field will influence the properties of magnetism, and vice versa also possible. That's the reason why there is a direct relation between the electricity and the magnetism. Can we produce magnetism from electricity? Magnetism from electricity, is it possible? Yes, absolutely it is possible. Electricity and magnetism are essentially two aspects of the same thing. They are originated from the same source, because changing electric field creates the magnetic field, and changing magnetic field that in turn generates the electrical field. So one can be originated at the expense of any other property, so that both are possible in order to convert one into any other. So electromagnetism is the new kind of phenomenon which is originated by the combined effect of electrical and magnetic fields. These are the forces together rather than the separate. Electromagnetic effect is a combination effect rather than the individual one influenced by any other. Now, in this chapter, we will study electromagnetic effect. We also study electric motors involves the magnetic effect and electrical current. Electrical generator, which involves the electrical effect to moving magnets. So here, all these are the devices which are applied in our daily life, like electrical motor and generator. What is the purpose of motor? In order to suck the water from the underground region, or in order to move the vehicle, motors are required. And here generator is nothing but whenever power supply is not possible, instant energy production is possible by using this electrical generators, which are also known as inverters, where chemical energy can be converted into electricity. By using batteries, we can generate electrical power instantaneously. So in these two cases, electrical and magnetic field are working together in order to generate this kind of daily life applications. Now, we are going to introduce the scientist who is most famous for this electromagnetism, the new concept. Let's know about the scientist. The name of the scientist is Hans Christian Ørsted. So he is the person which intensively worked on this electromagnetism. Hans Christian Ørsted time period in the range of 1777 to 1851 was one of the leading scientists of 19th century, played a crucial role in understanding electromagnetism. His extensive work was carried on this electromagnetism concept. Based on this, only further innovative things were derived. He gave the lectures which were quite popular among the public, and also learned a lot of during his tours. He gave the lectures based on this electromagnetism, and based on this concept only, so many new things were introduced. During one such lecture in April 1820, Oersted carried out an experiment that was never performed before. He was done the experiment, which is a new innovation, new way for the innovation. He placed a compass. Compass is used to assign South Pole and the North Pole. So that is the device which used to measure the directions and also the magnetic field strength, right? He placed the compass needle underneath a wire, then turned on the electrical current. The needle of the compass shows the deflection. So here change in its direction is, so initially compass is working without any deflection. When it is connected with the electrical current, its direction was changed. That got deviated. Deflection of that compass needle was observed by him. That was the experiment, paved the way for the new inventions in the near future. Now let us see how extent this work is proceeded. Oersted recognized the significance of what he had just done earlier. It was believed that electricity and magnetism were individual things. Both are distinguishable. Both are not no way interrelated and unconnected to the science. These are not the part of science. So that is the perception before the research of this scientist called Oersted. Oersted had demonstrated that they were interconnected. Both are having direct impact on one another. Though this observation, he showed that electricity and magnetism were related phenomena. Some scientists influenced by this experiment continue to work on the modern field of electromagnetism. He seeded the kind of perception. So there is a relation between the electricity and the magnetism, and a further extension of the research was carried, and a new way of inventions were also developed based on this electromagnetism. Electrical current and magnetic field both are interconnected to each other. This research resulted in the several new scientific theories. So new theories were developed and various vital inventions like a dynamo, electrical motor, and a new technology development, leading to the invention of radio, television, and the fiber optics. All these are regarded as wireless communication systems. So such a kind of new inventions are originated from the simple concept of electricity and magnetic field. Both are interrelated to each other. Here is the description for this one, and a dynamo. Here you can find an electrical motor, radio, television, and a fiber optics. All these are the era of invention. Due to this interconnection between the electrical and the magnetic field, both are interrelated to each other, one influenced by another, one is originated by another, and one get impacted by another. Based on this concept are these many, not only these many extension of this work is also carried for the next invention of new materials and even new scientific theories as well. The unit of magnetic field strength is named after Oersted on his honor because he got the extensive study about the magnetic field. That's the reason why here magnetic field strength is measured in on a name only. So his name was kept for this magnetic field strength that is measured in Oersted. Oersted was made a foreign member of a Royal Swedish Academy of the Sciences in 1822. Being is a scientist with the perception of connecting the scientific laws. That's the reason why he was recognized with this Royal Swedish Academy and became the member of this academy in 1822. So these are the what we can say accomplishments which are given to the scientist based on his efforts to develop a new kind of scientific branch. The unit of magnetic field strength is named after Oersted on his honor. Oersted was made a foreign member of Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences in 1822. So these two are the honors which are given for his efforts to extend the science towards the inventions. By this, we completed the session 1 of Unit 10. Hope this session will be helpful for your preparation. Thank you very much for your consistent listening. Thank you one and all.